In a NewsNation Network exclusive, Area 51 veterans chosen by the government for top secret work have something in common other than their service. Some now saying they're getting sick with serious health issues, tumors, and cancer. Decades ago, these men were hand-picked, and today they still can't tell me about their missions in the desert. But as they get sicker, the vets tell me the Department of Defense still will not acknowledge their service on the range, keeping them classified and unable to get the critical benefits and care they need.
They keep us classified to protect themselves.
A group of Air Force veterans and a DoD contractor say they have been sickened, even disfigured, after being stationed in the desert in the mid-'80s to early '90s. Did you have any idea what you were being exposed to?
None. None of us knew.
These veterans say they served at the Nevada Test and Training Range, which encompasses the infamous Area 51, a remote spot that hosted nuclear testing both underground and atmospheric. Since the 1950s, their work so secret there would be no record that the men ever served in the windswept desert.
It was the technology behind it. That's what we were there to make sure nobody got.
They still can't talk about most of their work on the range, but the one mission they can now disclose, guarding the F-117 Nighthawk, America's first stealth bomber.
We ended the Cold War, truly.
Oh, wow. The story begins with a reunion barbecue back in 2016 at veteran Dave Creet's Las Vegas home. Air Force buddies who hadn't seen each other in decades make a startling discovery.
So I asked the guys, we're just sitting around drinking beers. I said, you guys, I got this lump on my back. And I don't know, has anybody else got that?
I said, yeah, I had one of those. I had it removed. It was the size of a grapefruit.
6 out of the 8 vets had benign tumors called lipomas. The 7th said, I don't have any, but my son was born with one.
I just kind of confirmed it. There was an issue. Where we were, that's the one common denominator, is we were all there.
A DoD contractor who worked at the base at the same time as these vets sickened.
Yeah, he took his teeth out first because they had to scrape out a lot of cancer.
They had to scrape out a lot of cancer.
2 cancers, 80% of his tongue removed along with his vocal cords, all of his teeth. He lives on a feeding tube. The veterans tell NewsNation their medical claims are being denied by Veterans Affairs. The work so top secret, their records are what's called data masked, as if they were never there.
It's like a kick in the gut. It's just a matter of betrayal.
After learning of the serious health conditions his Air Force brothers were suffering from, Dave did some research on the Nevada test site. Hundreds of nuclear weapons tests were conducted in the area from the 50s until the early 90s. In the 1970s, the government began exploring the idea of building a military installation there to house classified projects. A 1975 Department of Defense environmental report of the area acknowledges nuclear contamination, depleted uranium, beryllium, and plutonium present before the men were sent by the government to the range. But the report says, quote, discontinuing the work done would be against the national interest.
It's one thing to be ignorant, or to be naive, to not know, but they've understood for a long time.
Dave's discoveries led him to create the Invisible Enemy, an advocacy group where he says he's connected with more than 1,000 veterans who served at the Nevada test site. Hundreds of them report being sick.
We were in the dirt all the time. I can recall the times where when we'd perspire, that our uniforms would turn kind of a yellowish orange.
Our government knew that that area was contaminated. So knowing that, and they willfully put us there, that's given somebody a death sentence.
We did something important. We did good work. We changed things. We don't deserve being ignored by saying we don't exist.
Well, there has been a major update since our reporting originally aired. A new piece of legislation introduced just this week, and it is named after that veteran, Dave Creet. Congressman Mark Takano, ranking member of the House Committee on Veterans Affairs, saw our story. He has been fighting for these veterans, holding a congressional roundtable on the very site where these men served in the desert this week. Here's our conversation with Congressman Takano. Congressman Takano, so good to see you as always. And I do want to start here. What do you want every American to know about these Area 51 veterans?
There's been a grave injustice done in that they haven't been recognized for the dangers that they've been exposed to, the dangerous radiation. It's urgent that we take care of, we address this injustice, and we get them the benefits and the medical care that they have earned through their service.
I know this week you held this powerful roundtable that focused on this very issue. Let's take a quick listen together to Area 51 veteran Dave Crete talking about the far-reaching consequences.
Anybody who thinks this doesn't affect the family, let me educate you. We changed our chromosomes to change our DNA. So we brought it home. That was our gift to our kids.
Yeah, he says we brought it home. Is there a specific moment or a specific story that is staying on your heart after this roundtable?
Well, Dave Crete is such an eloquent and powerful advocate for himself and his fellow veterans that served in Area 51, that served in what's known now as the Nevada Test and Training Range, or they call it NITR. That moment stuck with me. It stuck with me that another individual who was there at the roundtable talked about how the mechanics, not the mechanics, the technicians, the nuclear weapons technicians, who are in a similar plight. They weren't at the Nevada, test and training range or Area 51. They were cleaning, often with their bare hands, the actual nuclear weapons, the live nuclear weapons themselves, as part of the maintenance crew. They didn't find out until the early 2000s that they were exposed. Many of these individuals took their oath of secrecy, of national security, so seriously that they didn't even tell their spouses, much less their doctors, what they had been doing during the war. So Dave Crete was there. We had other organizations there representing different groups of veterans and even civilians. I came away feeling that there are so many cohorts of people, of individuals who served our country, that need the help of the American people. They need the help of our government.
Congressman, one more question for you. After our reporting on this, we are tracking this brand new legislation now. It is named after Dave Crete himself. What can you tell us about this? Do you believe that this could be a promising path forward?
It could be a promising path forward. We came very, very close in this last year with the National Defense Authorization Act, getting legislation that would recognize presumptive illnesses for the Area 51 veterans. And because of pressure from DOD, the House and the Senate and the Conference Committee took that language out. We're going to be entering into National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA, discussions in the next couple of months. I am hopeful that the information that we've shared on your program, the heightened awareness of the American people, could help us get this legislation through. But you know what? We can also put pressure on the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. I think we're getting closer and closer. And after my time in Nevada and Las Vegas with Dave Crete and the other advocates for toxic and radiation-exposed veterans, I feel even more inspired and more committed to get justice for these veterans.
And I know that you're continuing to fight on behalf of these brave men and women. I know the memorial list grows longer every single day. I so appreciate every time that we get to speak. Ranking member of the House Committee on Veterans Affairs, Congressman Mark Takano, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.